XSplit says live. What say you, Twitch? Let's recycle that music. Twitch says that I am... well, live! Yay! Sweet! Howdy everyone! Yet another KSP stream, because I love this new update. Apart from the bugs that come from the pre-release, fantastic! So, let's get things a-rolling. There we go. And, love these new splash screens. Falling with style. Ah, see what you did there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Transferring Homan? Uh-huh. So how y'all doing? Good? That's good. Okay, music. Go away. Let's get this party started. Don't really have a plan for this one. Mostly I'm just gonna be playing through the... there we go. Playing through the career mode and seeing what we can come up with. I do have some goals that I want to get to. Yes, continue with the pre-release. It's just saying if you find any bugs, report them. Resume saved. Test O1, because that's totally imaginative. Okay. At night, what do we have? Explore Kerbal. Transfer any crew between vessels near Kerbal. Nice. Select a good tutorial orbit of Minmus. Science started from space around Minmus. Why not I pick up that one? Okay. Equatorial of the moon, synchronous of Kerbal, and then rescue some poor sod from Minmus. Hey, Shield. Nice to see you. Right, so let's take stock of what I've been doing. So yeah, as you can see, kind of got a nice big comms network. Break it down. So I've got 3 sets in geostationary. I've got these 2 in a more or less half duration orbit. I got a station. This is one issue that I'd have with this update. If you have any sort of relay capable antenna on your ship, it always shows up as a relay in the map mode, regardless of it if it's manned or not, and whatever. So I would like to see the ability to set the ship type in the hangar. So yeah, there's station there. I've got 2 out of 4 polar satellites, just so I can get total coverage. Because in the meantime I have turned off the extra ground stations and tweaked the occlusion. So now They are all bouncing through to the KSC. And for example, the station, if it gets about here away from the KSC in its orbit, it can no longer directly communicate. Then there's this one satellite way out here, and then I've got 3 orbiting the moon. So basically I have the ability to send probes to anywhere on Kerbal, just about, and almost anywhere on the moon. Minmus, however, does not yet have any comms networks. And the end goal that I mentioned is right here. We kind of have to wait a year to get there, but we will get there eventually. Hopefully. So, let's turn off that lot. Oh yeah, doing a probe. The contract required a materials bay. Do I have one on this? I should. I hope. Yay! I do. So, yes. I have this thing parked here in orbit. And when the timing is right, we'll be sending it off to Duna. Sort of a sample return thing, because, well, anyone who's played this game at all knows that just transmitting your science means it's capped. You can't get all of it back. That's where this beautiful little pod comes in. So once I'm returned this ship back to Kerbal orbit, this thing will detach and land. And what this can is experiment storage unit. Basically, it can suck any science out of any instrument for full return, so long as you get it back on the surface of Kerbal. And I've got it in hibernation mode just so that it doesn't burn through its power. But we should be good. Taking a break from working on a story. That's good, don't want to get burned out. Righty-ho. Let's go back to the station. There you are. Not much looking at the moment. It's basically just habitation and a butt ton of fuel. Alright, where's that probe core? There it is. Rename vessel. It is a station, not a relay. Shows up as a relay because I've got this thing on it. And I do want it to act as a relay, I don't want it to show up as a relay. Alright. So, we can fulfill one of our contracts by putting some Kerbals on this station. Luckily, I've got a ship for that. There we go. Apollo 1. It's not gonna burn up on the pad like the actual Apollo 1. It's basically my bog standard Saturn 1B launcher design. Not much to see. Crew. I only have these guys. So you know what? Let's get some more Kerbals. I can have a maximum of 12. I do want more scientists because I'm going to eventually have a science base somewhere that will just churn through science for me. So you'll Shit, what do you think? Should I go for another scientist or an engineer? Because engineers can fix stuff, but scientists increase my science gains, and they can also work in a lab to further increase the science bounty. I also want to test out setting up a pilot, like a remote pilot system. So actually, I'm going to test that now. Let's first time warp to daytime. Scientist, okay. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Alright. Maddie Kerman. Welcome to the team. So, as of this update, it is possible for pilots to remotely control craft that do not have a pilot on board. So that's like landers that are just like engineers and scientists. I've done it in Sandbox. I have yet to do so, however, here in career mode. So, high gain antenna. Let's see. Think. Let's rotate you like so. That looks stupid. Let's put you there. Alright. So that should be it. Should be all I need. And then just keep it stable. So this is essentially going to be like a simulator. Flight simulator, except real. So, we'll stick good old Jeb in there. Remote sim. Save and launch. Now, theoretically, with this setup, Jeb should now be able to take full control of any ship that does not have a pilot on board already. So, we'll extend the antenna. Go to the Space Center. And we'll just... You know what, why not? Let's launch Apollo 1 with just a full load of scientists. And now... T? Oh. I think I know what the problem is. Because, let's see. Extend antenna. Oh. Alright then. Let's see about communications. Surface mounted communitron. Does this help me out? It might be a tracking station upgrade that I need. Alright, physics loading. Oh. Could be because that's... the hangar's in the way. Let's see. If I gain altitude... Clear line of sight. Oh. Damn it. What is needed? Because if I can just stick a pilot in that pod on the runway, then I can send all sorts of non-pilots out. It just increases power and tracks unknown objects. Mission control, perhaps? No, it just increases the available contracts. Is it admin? Nope. Couldn't be R&D. Nope. I have no idea. Oh well. Let's just launch Apollo 1 with our 2 new scientists and Jeb on board. Okay. There is Station 1. See what I mean? Apollo 1 is now a relay because it's got that antenna on the side. Come on. Orbit around. There we go. That'll do nicely. Because I can't bear to look at that every time. Let's go ship. Full thrust. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! And we have liftoff of Apollo 1 to Space Station 01. Godspeed to you, Jeb. Even though I've done this a million times before. Shh, we don't talk about that. So, pretty standard launch profile. Now, I just hope it doesn't crash, because I have had some crash issues lately. Mostly in Sandbox, however. Well, Tom and Maddie seem to be enjoying themselves. And, oh, come on, get on that heading. 090. Exactly where we need to be. Nice. We are on our way. Might be going a little flat, however. Oh, look, there's Minmus. Yeah, we are going very flat. I made my gravity turn far too low. Great. Not a problem. I can fix this. This thing really does have immense delta V. It's like, I could probably send this thing on a one-way trip to Duna. So it doesn't really matter if our launch profile is a bit shallow. It just looks bad if we get, you know, shock heating on the way up. Alright, so time to apoapse is 1 minute. Let's try and keep it there. Miko in about 2 seconds. There we are. Stage set. Stage 2 firing. Onwards and upwards. Whoa! There was some debris. 58 seconds to apoaps. 50 kilometers in altitude. 090 in the box. On our way indeed. There we go. We're 1.2 degrees off inclination, but we'll fix that later. See what I mean? It's like, we're almost in orbit already, and we have only just used half this tank. And coming up ahead of the station. So, about there. 190. Wow, that is kinda high. Oh well. And let's see, what's our periaps? 55 kilometers. Yeah, we can stage now. Goodbye, second stage. Yeah. So, we've got 30 kilometers on the difference in altitudes. We shall fix. Now that we are in space, extend relay antenna. I've got this thing on here now, so don't really need this. This whole ship was really designed to be the service module of a lander, and as such, it needs to be able to bounce the control signal and the data signal. So there we are. 90. It's 20 kilometers. Bingo. In the slot. Yeah, I can see our relay system at work. So it's bouncing off that satellite and that satellite into KC. Go. So now this will set us up for a 10 kilometer higher orbit to give us a nice, easy approach. Now to fix the inclination. A little bit early. They've finally added sounds for RCS. Hadn't noticed before. Yay! Alright. Now we are on approach. Let's just pick a spot and set up our encounter. There we are. Ooh, perfect. Nice! So, in 54 minutes, we'll have a burn of 7.8 meters per second, and that'll put us on an approach to 0.2 kilometers. Very nice indeed. And also, you might be noticing that these two satellites here are all but useless. I'll be dealing with them soon enough. Oh, there you go. It's actually being used for once. "10 minutes. Within 100 kilometers now. Whoa, 6 people watching. Hi everyone. Nice to be streaming with you. This is the most people I've had on stream for a long time. So welcome everyone to my KSP shenanigans. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Now to fine tune it. If I can get a good look at. Fine. Oh. Nice. So here we'll have a separation of 0 kilometers and relative velocity of 8.2 meters per second. Fantastic! And it's on the day side too. Oh look, there's the station. And look how little fuel we've used. Alright. Let us come around. Ready for our relative velocity nullification maneuver. Climb up in a little bit more. We are going to be coming very close, within at least 100 meters. Very nice. Let's just move it on in. There we go. That's quite fast enough. There we go. Missing the station just. Perfect. Set that as target. Null out relative velocity. Very good. Almost there. Very nice. There we go. I miss Navy Fish docking UI, but come on, it's not like I need it. Really? Almost there. Stay on target. And dink! Docking successful. And of course the ICS is freaking out, so let's just turn that off. So, now to actually complete the contract we set out here to fix. So, Tom Frey come in. Transfer. Yay! And Maddie, you can go in there too. So, records. We have performed a crew transfer near Kerbal. Money and reputation. Explore Kerbal. Yay. Explore Kerbal. Yay. Now, while we're up here, let's see if there are any more contracts we can get. Mission control. Explore Minmus. Dock 2 vessels on or around Minmus. Rescue Jedmore. Whoa! From orbit. Well, we do have a couple of missions already to Minmus, including a rescue. And it just wants a bare bones satellite. Idea! Let us get... Which of these rescues gives me more? That one gives me more. Yes, so... Rescue Will. Ta-da! And now let's revamp one of my other launch vehicles. The Apollo 2. We're going to need this because we are going to be landing on the surface. It's all good. But we're also going to need something else. Let's see here. I can't put anything on there, pardon me, because I'm going to be docking with that. But I do need to make a tiny satellite. You know what? Delete fairing. Just stick the satellite on the side here. So, like that. Coupling. Just like that. Minimal force percentage. Stick you way up here. Will be of no consequence. And now, tiny core. I don't have tiny fuel, but this will have to do. So, like so. There we go. This is going to be teeny tiny little satellite, although not quite as teeny tiny as I hoped for. You don't need nearly as much monoprop, and you'll lock it so it doesn't get used. Electrics. Let's give it 2 panels. And an antenna. This is essentially a CubeSat. And that will suffice. I've got a better idea for placement as well. Let's grab this and stick it up here. Going to need a spacer here, however. No, just inert one of these. There we go. Nice little satellite, ready for deployment. Balls. There we go, that's better. Although, good. Does have enough clearance. This is a very, very Kerbal design, but I think it's going to work. So, let's see. Main engine, clamps, boosters, separate, stage sep, done, done. And then from then on, it's just weird stuff all the way. Coolio. Build fairing. Come on. Oh, close fairing. Yay! Sweetness. Okay. Now, because this is going to be a double rescue mission, you two cannot come. Save. Launch. I don't think I've ever done a double rescue mission before. And of course it's set to relay. God damn it. It's a ship, and a lander, and a satellite. Okay, Minmus, there you are. In about the perfect spot, too. Okay. Valentina is all on her lonesome. Fire! Begin roll program. Roll program complete. Initiate pitch program. No, where did all the people go? So this is kind of like the Space Launch System that's currently in development by NASA, with Apollo on the top. Alright. Very high, very straight. Booster flame out. Imminent. There we are. Booster separation. Let's go to space. 091 in the box. Right, easy. Check. Yep. Okay. Not the best, but not the worst either. Alright. There we are. On the ball. Miko imminent. We have Miko. Stage zap. Fire. Let's go to space. And at this point, stage lock. Zero, 9, and 0. Time to apoapse is now increasing again. This is just about going to be a constant burn to orbit. Fantastic. go. Seco. Got a little bit of fuel left for the insertion burn. And there we go. We are now in space. If I can find it. Where is it? Where is my antenna? There it is. Extend. Communications are solid. Nice low periaps. (19.4 meters per second). Nice. There we go. Now, we don't have quite enough fuel left in stage 2 to make the full insertion burn. I know because I've taken this ship to moon this once before. So now we're gonna have to do something a little tricky. We are going to have to detach, rotate, and dock, and leave it there. And then use this engine to get most of the way, then detach, and then use this engine to get the rest of the way. So, that one, not that one, that one, decouple, rotate, decouple. Now I need to go this way, set as target, and sorry for going out of frame there. Just need to see my instruments. You know what? I need to see where to see my instruments is this. There. Just chase that purple dot around. Fine controls. Very nice. Right on the ball. .22 meters per second. Docking should be happening any minute now. Dink. Docked. Haha. Total Apollo. I love it. Alright, now so we can get the proper vectors. Control from here. Very nice. Now this engine is still deactivated. Sweetness. Alright, let's turn off relays and satellites. Minimus. Time to plan our route. There's a moon encounter there. Whoop. Not quite in the perfect spot. There we go. That will give us a nice encounter. And from there we can finagle things down. 914.1 meters per second burn in 18 minutes. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Now it says it's going to take 46 seconds. That is a lie, but not as big a one as it might be, because we do not have enough fuel to make that entire thing in one go. I've said this before. Let's just do it. Channel out in a Shia LaBeouf. Come on, get on the marker. And we'll start our burn at 30 seconds there, so that we have enough time to decouple when that happens. Yep, so we're going to get about half of our burn done on this engine. Decouple. Activate engine. Whoops. Right. Time accelerate to get that away. Here we go. Control from here. RCS is going friggin' nuts. Fire. Not the best, but, you know, I brain fart at least once every minute, so, you know. And there we go. Keep going. Right there. Things are weird. Ugh. I do not have as much fuel as I thought. God damn it. Right, fine. As usual, I'm just ballsing things up. Yeah, this is just gonna be a kiss, because it came out way too high. Jesus, we're so high. At least it looks like our targets are both quite low. Well, of course one's low, it's on the freaking surface. Alright. This is gonna be a freaking huge waste of fuel. But eyeballs things up, so, you know. There we are. And it's at this point where I see my fuel state and I think, you know what, I might need to cheat. Because I do not like doing things again. You guys won't hold it against me if I cheat to infinite fuel, will ya? Right? I mean, you guys don't want to see me go through this whole song and dance again, do you? Alright. Let's keep it a nice high app so I can change my inclination. You know what? I've got fuel on board here, on the lander, and I'm not going to need this second stage. Of course. What do I need for resource transfer? Oh yeah, I've got that freaking satellite hanging off the side of me. Bingo. Oh, of course. Because this thing. Enable crossfeed. What? Because at this point, I need this. Ugh. Why? What to do? Because, let's see. There's one, there's the other. Extremely low, possibly crashing low. You know what, at the very least, I can get rid of this friggin' thing. Let me guess, it's out of power. No, it's not out of power. Where's the antenna? There it is. Extend antenna. Why can't I control this thing? Oh, of course, because I had there. I could activate the fuel systems. There we go. So, That's good. There. That's something at least. There. No control. Fantastic. Yay, control finally. That'll do. You know what? Screw it. Cheats. Infra propellant. I'm dead. Turn off SAS. No, screw you. Why do you keep rotating like that? Oh, of course. Frig. You know what? Revert flight. They've been in space for 2 weeks. I've had enough of that. Let's go back to Sandbox. Because I'm sure you guys are all bored out of your skulls at this point, because I know I am. I'll do that stuff in my own time, because face desk. Yes, yes. Continue. Resume. Let's just have some fun. Alright, seriously, I've been streaming for an hour. All that only took an hour. Wow. Alright, let's see what we got. Space plane hangar. Oh yeah, I've got my relay truck. Don't usually build trucks and things, but yeah. Come on. Rotation. Ta-da. There we go. So, for anyone interested, if anyone's still watching this at this point, even on the export, this is one way to do a tow hitch. Essentially, tow hitch, clamp, and then basically it's built in the chain along here through the decoupler and then the trailer. And then you just have these two pieces sit over each other. Then just decouples, this falls down onto the hitch. Pops your uncle. So this is a cool little truck that I built because, you know, looks cool. Nothing else to it other than that. And really, stage lock carries over. Let's see, control from here. Stop stage locking. Ding. There. Now trailer is on the hitch perfectly. And now we can drive. Beep beep, mother trucker. I'm so glad Squad fixed the wheels. 'Cause my god, they were broken. Got lights. I think this thing looks cool. And this plane does fly. The truck also drifts. So that's cool. Yeah. Well, it drifts better when it doesn't have the trailer on. I should really get to building more ground vehicles. Well, don't fall off the side of the road. Slow down to make the turn. But yeah, I should really make more ground vehicles. 'Cause they're fun. And just trucking around the Space Center. It's like I've flown around it in VTOLs and things. And rotorcraft, plenty. But I won't make it under that. So let's not try. Let's get the camera in a nice position here. Look at this side. Woo! Nice. Right, hold it up here. You gotta do the sound effects because, well, Squad doesn't do any for you. But now that they've added some sounds to RCS, wheel sounds can't be far behind. Nice. I didn't plan this thing to be this perfect of size. I just built something that looked cool. I suppose I had to build it around these lander cans, because that's what Jeb's sitting in, but I did not expect it to look this damn good. Just trucking around. Wah! Almost falling off. Whee! Yeah! Now let's get into a little bit better position so I'm not shooting this plane into buildings. There we go. Just like that. Now switch over to a zip plane. As you can see, it does have landing gear. I have yet to land it, however. Full thrust. Let's just set the park brakes on the truck. There we go. And activate engine. And then it's just a matter of setting off the JTOW. Woo! And of course, control from here. Nice. Oh, wow, really? Settings carry over from save to save. That's weird. So yeah, the JTOW is only meant to be like 2 seconds just to get it off the rail. But yeah, remote plane. So the basic idea of this is to drive out to the middle of nowhere, like say the other side of those mountains, then send this up, have it orbiting the truck so that the truck can have communications. That's how this would work in real life. But of course in real life you would already have satellites in orbit. Friggin' heck. Game crash. Alright. There is stuff that I want to do to that truck, so let's just restart that. I will, however, take a short drink break. I will be back. You can just look at how scared Jeb is. Missa has returned! Do Default one, load. Now, the thing I want to do to this truck is to make it so that I can unhitch the trailer again. So, let's see. Basically, what I need to do is a little kickstand. Almost like a jockey wheel. So, have that. Wait a minute. If that's like that, it's almost not shallow enough. Let's see. So if we have this like that, which is about where it sits on the trailer, set it on the ground. Then this needs to push the trailer up. Like that. But still retract enough for it to sit on. I think I just solved my problems right there. Let us see. So, deploy. Let us move on. Trucking down the runway. That'll do. Nice. Switch to plane. There is sounds for the landing gear too. Nice. Alright. We can lift it high enough, but the suspension is thwarting me, and I can't lock the suspension from here. I can't lock suspension. I could swear I could do that before. Like, even in 1.1. Right then, so let's just make max strength. Take 2,000. Alright. Dink. Driving on down. Hold up, we're in position. Gear. No. This ain't gonna work. I can lower it down a bit though. This is the sort of stuff that I do in my spare time. Come up with a crazy idea, and then finagle it until it goddamn works. Alright. That should be the key. Please. Let's not bother moving down, let's just lock. Brakes. Almost. That might be it. Can I drive? Yeah! Successful unhitching, and then it should just be a matter of reversing, hitching back up. Ah! Alright, so there we go. Brakes. It works. It works! What doesn't work is this keeps wanting to control from there. Brakes off. Let's drive. Let's actually, take it somewhere. Increase fizz warp. Just once. So you know what? I'm actually gonna park these somewhere. I'm just gonna have so much fun in my spare time, just driving these things around, parking the trailer, driving the truck around, and then picking the trailer back up. You know what I just realized? I just made Euro Truck Simulator Kerbal Edition. How do I do these things? I've made Kerbal Truck Simulator. That is amazing. Alright. Yeah! Now let's park it on the crawlway. Whee! Swinging around! Alright, right here will do. Halt! Right there. And then... Woo! And drive away we go. It's not perfect. I'll lower the hitch, however. Nice! So, lights on. Let's go driving. Yahoo! Oh yeah, now the back steps out. Yeah! This is probably the weirdest thing to hear on stream, but I'm having fun, so sue me. Don't actually sue me. Whee! Whoa! Ah! Crawl! Oh, dodged it. Missed it by that much. Jeb's kind of a crazy trucker, can you tell? Alright. So, slow it on down. Let's get into position and pick up the trailer again. Alright. Misjudged that one. This really is Kerbal Truck Simulator. Beep, 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 beep. Right. Almost there. Ding. Right there. Perfect. And away we go. I don't know how I do this. I just do. And the best part is, this hitch is a proper 3-axis U-joint, because it allows the trailer to pitch, yaw, and roll. Granted, not a lot, but then what tow hitch does. It's enough to get the job done. Alright, let's park the trailer here. And stop! Yeah, I'm gonna be that trucker. That just parks his trailer half on the sidewalk. And nice. Driving away, driving away. I'm going to use this basic trailer design, and I am going to make it such that I have an entire road train available to me. Woohoo! I won't stream that, or at least I might if there's any call for it, but I'm going to I'm going to redesign this truck to be a tractor trailer. Full on road train, long haul. That is a door. Just lying in the grass. Wait, is it a door or is it a vent? I don't know, it looks like a door. Onward! Oh yeah, there's a couple here. Dink! Bang! High CPU usage detected. You may experience performance issues. Yeah, probably. Woo! Oh, there's one other thing that this truck can do. You can unlock the steering and the rear wheels. Tokyo Drift Truck Edition. I don't think I've ever had this much fun with a land vehicle that I've built. It's like the Abrams tank came close, but it's nowhere near as fun as this. And this is just a truck. All it does is drive around and haul a trailer. Why is this so much fun? Woo! Tokyo Drift Truck Edition. And if anyone wants, I will gladly post the craft files of both this truck and its trailer and any other additions that I make based on this design. Woo! Man, with those rear wheels unlocked, this thing really moves. Whoa, trailer! Shit! Ah! Bang! Ouch. It's tough as nails, too. I only lost the headlight. You know what? The long haul truck doesn't have a busted headlight. Alright. Revert to hangar. Let's tweak this down a little bit. Let's say there, so that it can clear the hitch nicely. I'm also going to lower the entire assembly just a touch, and duplicate the entire thing. we go. Now we're really hauling cargo. Relay truck to trailer. This is probably going to crash my game. However, I want to try it. Aww. Doesn't have enough suspension to carry that second trailer. That does look cool though. Alright. But you know what? We don't have to carry around that second trailer. Because... well, there's the second trailer. Ding! Away we go! And this means I can pull this back in, because don't need to come up quite so high now. Nice. So let's just stop here. Ding. Dump that trailer there. Let's go pick up the other one. I'm going to scatter different types of trailers around the KSC. In fact, I might just create a whole bunch of different trailers, and in a new save, scatter different trailers around the KSC, and then park this thing here on the end of the runway, and then share that so that people can just load up that save and drive around finding all the different trailers, just having a whole bunch of fun. What say you? Would you like me to share an entire save that's nothing but this truck? I'd play that. Just lowering it down onto the hitch is so much fun. No idea why. Alright. Open up this relay truck. That does not need to be near so high anymore. Perfect. Save. Of course, next challenge will be making a proper semi-trailer tow hitch with like the bed and the thing. So basically the big old trailer hooks up here. Might have to do some game tweaking to make these wheels more powerful if I do that. For now though, let's just have fun with this. Yep. Gotta do this. Control from here. Driving on. Nice. So let's just watch this hitch as I drive. It shakes around a bit, but it turns smoothly, holds on to the trailer, and just in general makes it awesome. As I said, full 3-axis capable. So in all the testing and driving that I've done, I've yet to have a trailer pop off. More often I crash the truck into something. Driving around, testing my trailer. Ramp. Whoa! That almost came off. But it didn't. No! Clicked out of the game for a second. Tell you what. Let's drive this thing up the crawlway and then over the launch pad. Alright. Let's take it kind of slow at least. And near. Nice. Can't believe it actually fits up here. Kinda wish Squad would change the collision mesh to account for this channel here. Because that does look a little funky. Alright, yep, drive full tilt over this ramp. Douche. It almost came off. Alright. Whoa. Up we go. Ah, no! End of the road. Ah! Boom. Bang. Alright, that time the trailer came off. We only lost the side panel, however. How did the trailer fare? The trailer completely broke its hitch. That ain't going back on anytime soon. Ain't gonna stop me trying, however. It's better if a rocket just launched right now. Alright. So this is going to be testing how this thing fares with a damaged hitch. Beep, 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 beep. Oh. Houston, we have a problem. Hitch is too low. So I'll drop this down and raise that up again. We'll drop both down, whatever. There we go. Huh. have to finagle things again. There we go, that's perfect. Beep, beep, beep. Into a position. Let's see, if I balls up the positioning, it just drops straight down on it. What if we're going at speed? I'm just gonna lock, essentially, cruise control on this thing, using the trims. Yep, we're accelerating. Full power. Scotty, I need more power. Giving her horses good, Captain. Yeah, there we go. And then, let's get a good shot of it here. Hopefully this will just come off and then the truck will run away into the distance. Bing! Oh. Well, this trailer is on for the long haul. Ah, ah, ah. I make joke. Hee. Sideswipe the trailer. Ding. Woo! It stayed on. This is an awesome hitch. Trial and error was interesting. And bang. Alright, that time it came off. And because the leg's gone, I can't get it back on. Don't know if there's any actual damage to it, however. No damage to the hitch. Just an antenna from the wingtip. Now, let's see what happens when I crash the truck into the trailer. Honk honk, mother trucker! Yeah, boom. Well, that was anticlimactic. You know what I think? I think these massive satellite dishes are a bit of an eyesore. Let's do something about that. Full speed ahead. Ramming speed. She's looking a little sore. She lost a couple of side panels, a few RTGs, probe core, and it looks like this is a little cattywampus. Let's see. That's still connected. Built like a tank. Yeah, there's the RTG. Oh, hello. Lost something back here. Oh no. That's just the center of mass of the truck. Well, I don't know what much else there is to do. Except maybe find some more ways to possibly destroy this truck. But, whoa, boom. Oh no! Action movie moment. Still driving. My god. What does it take to destroy this truck? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna try and destroy this truck. And barring the outcome, that'll be the last thing I do on this stream. Ooh, I know. The Alpha Monument. That thing. I never liked the original game. Ah, bang. I got it. And the truck is still driving. It's not like it's gonna run out of fuel anytime soon. I mean, look at all these batteries. Fuel storage. You're next. Oh, she's pulling to the right. Ah! Bang. I just blew up 3 massive tanks of, I can only guess, RP1. Oop. She's, got a little suspension problem. Don't worry, it'll buff out. Maybe. Yeah, she's definitely got a lean to her. She's lost all her RTGs, so now her fuel reserves are limited. Although, we do have the solar panels. Top speed has been cut in half. And yet the superstructure is still intact. This chassis is impenetrable. I might have to use Kerbal actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Projectile launcher. Beep beep. Bang. But that was anticlimactic. The impact tolerance of these plates is insane. You know, let's reverse into the flagpole. Maybe that'll damage us a bit more. Bang. The tow hitch took it all. I don't think I'm going to be able to destroy this truck. I'm just going to destroy the entire KSC with it. Beep beep. Bang. Tis impossible. Well, on that note, this has been Random KSP Stream Part 2. Thanks for anyone who turned out and watched this on the export. I'm Scarlet. Have a good day. This truck is invincible. No two ways about it. See ya.